Hi guys, I think it would be great if I could add bond or sukuk to my brokerage portfolio, but unfortunately here in Malaysia, I think our bond and sukuk market are not that accessible yet, especially towards the general public. Of course, since I want to be Sharia compliant, bond would be out of my option, but I thought I included it here as well, just in case if you are a traditional investor. So bond or sukuk could particularly be helpful, especially during a recession when the stock market could give you a negative return. So bond and sukuk with its fixed return would somehow help to keep your portfolio afloat. Anyway, after digging around, I find that apart from the money market fund, there are a few options out there if you want to include bond and sukuk in your portfolio. So if you want to know more about that, then stick around. So for bond, you could get bond ETF called ABF MY1. It's a bond fund that you can trade on Bursa, and the dividend from the coupon payment will be paid twice yearly, and the rate of the dividend is about 3.27%. So it's not that outstanding, but it should be great to counter the negative return from your stock, especially during a market correction or during a recession. Also, you can always sell it back once the market turns bullish. So here's the bond ETF that you can get from Bursa. The price is currently at 1.226 ringgit, and that's the price chart. And let me click on the fund to get more info. So here's the component. We've got Malaysian government bond, and I think that's for 2026, so that's for another 2 more years. And here's the bond for until 2042, and the interest rate is at 4.696%, so that's quite high. And the rest is also made up of the Malaysian government bond. So if we scroll it down, 99.01% of the ETF is made up of bond, and only about 1% is made up of cash. Let me see the maturity date. Here's the maturity date. Between 10 to 15 years is about 17%, and so on and so forth. And let me check the bond type. Yeah, it's mostly made up of government bond, except for 2.59%, which is made up of corporate bond. So this is quite great if you want to include bond in your brokerage portfolio. It's just that it's too bad that they don't have the equivalent of sukuk ETF just like this. Anyway, here's the dividend yield. So for last year it was 0.39%, and for 2024 it's about 3.30%. So that's quite great. The management fee is about 0.1%, so that's not too bad. And lastly, I just want to show the net inflow of capital for the ETF. So it looks like it was all inflows, because I think investors are preparing for the coming market crash or recession. For sukuk, there is this one ETBS, or exchange traded bond and sukuk, that you can buy, but unfortunately you can only buy it at select brokerage and not with Mumu. It's a sukuk launch for the construction of the MRT, but I think it would expire by 2028. So there will be just 4 more years left for this ETBS. Anyway guys, here's the sukuk ETBS. It's called Dana Infranational, and you can only get it from certain brokerage, and the price right now is at 103 ringgit and 30 cent. So at that price, if you bought it, I think your yield will be less than 4.58%. Let me calculate that for you. So if you bought the sukuk ETBS at 103 ringgit 30 cent, your dividend for the coming 4 years will be at 4.43%, instead of the 4.58% if you bought the ETBS at 100 ringgit. Anyway guys, so that's the limited option for you if you want to include sukuk and bond in your brokerage portfolio. There could be further options, but I think I'll make a separate video for that. Anyway, that's all for this episode of my vlog. Don't forget to like, to comment and to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.